What's up, y'alls? It's the Solomon Project, where it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep that counts. Shock and awe, y'all. Shock and awe. The benefits of having discipline. So very important. I'm going to be squinting a lot because I can't find my glasses. They out there somewhere in the universe. Lost that. Shock and awe, y'all. Shock and awe. I gotta dig deep. With all the stuff that's about to go down. Got to be prepared, got to be ready. You know what? I didn't even bother to check to see. Let me do it right now. Let me check it. Let me microphone check it right now. Okay, so see, that's what the deal is. Okay. So we don't want that. We want something else. Let's go ahead and fix it. Let's go in here. Let's go over here and check it. Make sure. See if we can get connected with this thing. But we're connected now. Now let's check over here. Make sure that we got it going on. Okay, now we should be bumping. Yeah, we should be bumping right now. Yeah, so I don't know where people have learned discipline, if they've learned it at all. Hey, Brandon. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, good evening. How are you?
Good evening.
I was testing
out my own good. I'm doing pretty good. Well. I was just. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no, I was just reflecting on maybe one of a few things that helped me survive the ghetto, which was discipline. Discipline helped me a lot. It definitely made a bigger difference when I got involved in business, and even bigger help when I got involved in business. It was difficult for me. It was very difficult for me. My home was not a broken home. I had both my parents. My parents were professionals. Very different from my environment. Very different from the environment I was raised in. Because I was raised in the hood, and it was absolute chaos. Absolute chaos. And I think the discipline that I learned, it started when I was, of course, in my home, there was discipline, but getting involved in the martial arts when I was 9 years old, when I first started in judo, that helped to apply discipline. And it's odd because at the age of 9, I was watching Bruce Lee movies like every other kid in the neighborhood. And that was like a big deal. You know, Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon, Fist of Fury. Oh, I can't hear you. Yeah, I can't hear you. Oh, okay, I got you. So, got it. So, with the Fist of Fury and all that other stuff, and the Saturday morning kung fu, the theaters with the kung fu, like any other boy in the neighborhood, we were fascinated with the fighting aspect. For me, I was fascinated by the humility that the masters had, the good masters, not the bad ones, because the bad ones didn't care, but the humility, uh, the discipline that they had to have, it, that drew my attention. So I started out in judo, and they put a lot of emphasis on humility and discipline, which was the discipline was like an extension of what was going on in my house. My older brother helped a lot instilling discipline in me because my parents were extremely busy. But my older brother, my older sister didn't last there too long because she wound up, one of them wound up getting married and leaving. And then the other one got kicked out. So those were the only two sisters that were with me when I arrived to New York. So that was at the age of 3. So years went by. My older brother also wound up leaving the house when I was about 6 years old. So basically, by the age of 6 on up, it was just me and my parents. And because my parents were both working, there was a gap in the day where I was by myself. I did wind up in the hands of babysitters, but when you do wind up in the hands of babysitters, you're being exposed to maybe some cultural differences, maybe that didn't exactly fit. Welcome back, Brandon. That didn't
Hey,
exactly fit with the principles that you were taught in your home. So by the time I got involved in judo when I was 9, I kind of appreciated the discipline. And my judo instructor was like, basically, his conduct, his behavior was like the movies I used to watch. You know, the good masters that were humble and taught humility and taught discipline. He was like that. Later on, I got involved in other schools for other arts, like for boxing. I was boxing in Hell's Kitchen. Uh, that
which is a rough area.
Oh, very rough. Um, so there was boxing, but boxing wasn't like taking the other martial arts. It wasn't the same. You get in
No,
there
it's
and you
different.
work
It's
out.
more,
Yeah,
yeah,
you get in there and you work out. You hit the bag, you hit the speed bag, you do your calisthenics, you get in the ring, you work on certain combinations.
yes.
Um,
It's more discipline because there's more rules with boxing. You can only hit with your hands, you know?
right.
With like karate or judo or something like that, you can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want, you know? So
Yeah.
boxing is much more of a disciplined thing. That's why Tyson ended up biting somebody.
Yeah.
He got frustrated.
well, well, later on, I started taking Shotokan, Taekwondo, Jido-Kwan, Jiu-Jitsu, Aikido, Karate, and
So you're just an all around badass, is what you're saying.
I can't. What do they say? I can't deny and I can't what? How does that saying goes?
It goes, my hands are a lethal weapon.
No. What is it? You know, and let me tell you something. That is extremely frustrating because I had a tenant. I had a tenant that knew that I was an instructor for all 3 arts,
Yeah.
for karate, jiu-jitsu, and aikido, and he knew that,
Mm.
and he took total advantage of that. So when we got into it, um, he would chest bump me, hoping that I would respond,
Yeah.
and if I did respond, it wouldn't be good for me. It would not be good for you.
Yeah,
And I am on a registry. I'm on a registry. Not that I would have
legally,
admitted.
legally it's not good to throw the first punch, but in the
No.
streets, it's
Well, it
completely
depends. It depends on
best.
what state you're in, because
Oh, okay.
Connecticut doesn't have self-defense laws.
Mm,
So if you are on a registry and you get into it and you beat somebody down pretty bad, you're going down, man. You're doing time.
mm.
The laws in
Well,
Connecticut are so crazy.
like I was just saying though, is if in the legally, generally, it's not um good to throw the first blow, you know. But
No.
in the streets, the generally the person who throws the first blow wins the fight. So, you know,
Well, if it's
hey,
about survival, yeah.
you gotta look at how you're gonna deal with it. You know.
Yeah, well, if it's about survival, yeah. Um, which is, how can I tell you? In the court of law, and I've been in courts a lot because of the work I used to do. So I was in
Yeah, yeah. It
court.
used to be
I was
a warden or a I'm
Yes,
sorry.
a CO, a
Explain
CO, yeah,
explain it. Yeah.
a correction officer. I
Explain
used to be
what
a
that
correction
is.
officer.
Yeah. But
So,
explain what that entails to everybody that's listening.
oh, it's all about safety and security for um, the general population, for the staff members, and for the inmates. That was
Yeah.
a new approach that was developed when I started. That was a new approach that started being implemented because the Department of Justice was serious about trying to reduce the rate of recidivism. They were serious about that.
Mm-hmm.
So they developed a system where they kept the inmate population busy with a variety of programs, with a variety of religious services, with schooling, and one of the newer things is how the officers were supposed to interact within the housing unit. So now, instead of having two officers sitting at a desk all day and not even rarely doing tours, that was out, and they were holding you accountable. You had to
Yeah.
do in a regular housing unit. You had to do 30-minute 30-minute tours, but they couldn't be exactly 30 minutes. You had to, you know, not be exact to the minute as to when you were going to, because then you develop a pattern. Everybody knows your pattern, and you don't have to do one tour every 30 minutes. You could do a million tours every 30 minutes just to make sure that nobody can hone in on your pattern. Because once you have a pattern set, a lot of stuff can go down. A lot of stuff can go down. So in there, what
Mm-hmm.
the department was utilizing was a different method. They wanted the officer to engage more with the inmate population, and with the hopes that you can serve as an example for the inmates so that they can raise their standards enough so that they wouldn't want to come back, so that they would have some tools necessary so that when they get back out on the street, they can make better decisions and not wind up in the prison again.
Yeah.
So I worked in
That's
two
the most,
county.
I think that's the most important part is because most people that go to jail, I learned what I only went to jail once. I
Mhm.
explained a little bit about that situation, and I never wanted to go back again. I didn't want to get shish kebab by that guy that was taking the shower next to me. But in all seriousness, I learned
Yeah,
how to. freaking a hot wire car. I learned a lot of
Yeah.
shit in the one night that I was there. I learned a lot of shit that would have kept me going had I had the ambition to be a career criminal. You know, and
Well,
people
and
joke and they say that
you
it's
know,
Go ahead, Solomon.
oh, that people have to survive, man. In the hood, people have to survive.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, in Harlem, when I lived in Harlem, the prospects were very low of you getting a decent job where you can sustain your family. It was very hard,
How about to eat and
especially in
put
the in
food
the
on
in
your
the early to
table?
mid '70s. Yeah, I mean, and if you have kids, if you have mouths to feed, you got responsibilities. Finding a decent job, that was very, very difficult, extremely difficult.
I'm not even going by the job. I'm going just to eat for the day. You know, you do some shit
Yeah.
when you're hungry. You know,
Hey, Quiet
you
Storm.
do some shit. Hey,
No,
quiet.
really, listen. They listen. We lived in tenement buildings, and in the winter, in the dead of winter, there wasn't always heat. There wasn't always heat. Some apartments used to catch on fire because they used to, use these space heaters that
Yeah,
sometimes they
yeah.
would, yeah, they would, sometimes they would,
The electric would burn up.
yeah.
No, I had a girlfriend that had that happen down here in Florida.
I lost 2 sisters in a fire.
Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry to hear
Yeah.
that.
No, I mean, listen, out of 19 kids, we lost about, I want to say 12, 12 out of 19.
Jesus, man. That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't picture it.
Just recently, I lost a sister.
I'm sorry to hear that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the few survivors of the 19. Oh
Trying to,
yeah, definitely Quiet Storm. The radiators, there were there. I've heard of. My father never did this, although it wouldn't surprise me if he chose to do this. But there've been some people. Thank you, Quiet. There've been some people that have been tied to those radiators. Kids, they've tied kids to those radiators, and those kids have gotten burned, severe burns. Crazy. I tell you, in the hood in New York City, there was so much. It was so wild. I mean, while I was living there, I was surviving. So, of course, your brain does things to you when you're in an environment where you need to survive. You have to just you have to go on every day. Like I said before, when I was 9 years old, I was already keeping a switchblade on me. If I had to, stick somebody, I would stick them in a heartbeat. I wasn't gonna. But I also made sure that whenever I walked around, I took a particular path. I wasn't trying to take shortcuts.
what do you mean by that?
Well, you can cut in between buildings when you went home from school or
Oh,
come home
yes,
from
yes, yes.
work,
Okay, now I understand. Yeah.
go into streets because the main roads, like for example in the Bronx, if you are on Burnside Avenue or the Grand Concourse
Mm-hmm.
or University Ave,
Yeah.
those are big avenues.
Yeah.
Broadway in Manhattan.
You straight one street to the side. You're
You don't.
in.
Yeah, there were places like
Yeah.
when I lived on the Upper West Side. When I lived on the Upper West Side, it was bad,
Mm-hmm.
and there were streets that you can go up Amsterdam Avenue from where I was, but if you took a turn on 80th Street, you're not gonna make it to the other end of 80th. You're not gonna get from Amsterdam to Columbus. You're not making it. Same thing with 81st Street. You're not making it. And there were
Yeah.
streets like that in the Bronx. There were streets like that in Brooklyn. There was Alphabet City. I used to hang out in Alphabet City. I used to hang out in Avenue D in the projects.
That's
And
what we call it here in Florida too.
yeah,
In Lake
Alphabet
Worth.
City.
We call it because we got A Street, B Street, D Street. Yeah, we call it
Yeah,
Alphabet City too.
Avenue
That's
A,
funny.
B, C, and D, and I think it was Avenue B that the Hell's Angels had a headquarters there, had a clubhouse there,
Okay.
and
Yeah, I watched a
Alphabet.
little bit of their documentaries. Oh, I got a documentary for you too. You said you like watching documentaries.
Yeah, I love documentaries, man.
Yeah. You watch this one called The Confederate States of America. I
The
don't know if I told you
Confederate
about it
States of
already.
America. No, I don't think you did. I don't
It's
remember you
about
mentioning it.
it's all right, good. It was in my notes then that I never got to. This is from our first discussion.
Hmm.
That we just never got to. Um, well, first and foremost, I want to apologize for being hammered the last
Oh
stream
no,
because
that was wonderful. I'm glad you were
I
hammered.
no, I came back from the bar and I was rewatching it. I'm going, Jesus Christ, I can't even understand myself. Um, but anyways, the Confederate States of America is a documentary about what if the South had won the Civil War. What would
Right.
America be like today? And it's very interesting. And they show commercials and they're kind of racist commercials, you know.
Hmm.
Um, but those were the commercials that they show were actual commercials that were aired
Right.
in like the 70s and stuff. And but this was just assuming, you know. But I implore you to watch it. It's not a happy-go-lucky
No.
a movie or documentary, but I think you would enjoy it.
More than likely,
You
I
know,
will more than I like cross referencing and comparing information that I get from different documentaries. I remember seeing a documentary on Hitler, which produced some interesting information that I never heard before
mhm,
that happened to be accurate, although the way they were portraying Hitler was obviously skewed.
mhm. Were
But
they for or against him?
they were for big time. They were big time
Oh, okay.
for.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So it was a propaganda video,
Oh yeah.
basically. I'm asking you.
Yeah.
I'm
My
I'm
my
asking
my,
you.
my 2-year-old is here.
Oh,
Hi.
wonderful.
Wonderful. What are you looking at?
I can't
Hey,
see. I got the,
hey, I'm supposed to be here. Little runt. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Okay, good for you. I'm glad. Thanks, John. Yeah, I got to squint a lot right now. Thank you, John. Thank you for that love. There it is. It's the latest. I had to borrow it from my 12-year-old. Surprise it fits. What are you doing? What are you guys? But espagueti, si puede. No, no he terminado. 2-year-olds up in here. Havoc.
I'm online.
Thank you so much. MNTV family, guys.
So this is the unfortunate part is I can either go live with you or do the chat, but I can't do both at the same time.
Oh, I got you.
Because if I go to the chat screen, that's it, but I can't see you, and then you know
Things
I don't
happen.
know. Yeah, yeah, and then I stuck my finger in the wrong hole again. You know.
Oh man, you're as bad as me. You're as bad as me.
Let me try to get into some better light. I'm trying to get into some better
Why?
light. There we go. That's better. That better for you?
I don't know yet. MNTV. I'm trying to put up Michael's channel.
Hey, honey.
For some
Is there
reason,
a
it
way
ain't
to
popping
mute?
up.
Is there a way to mute this? Yeah. There's a mic, right?
Yeah, there is. If you look on the page, you'll find what the heck is going on here. Why is he not popping up? Am I gonna have to go here?
Okay, good. I just hit the mic on and off, and I can mute it. All right, that's good to know.
That's the
Excuse
way
me
to
for
do it,
1 minute.
man.
My wife
Oh,
just
here we
got
go.
in from work.
Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Let me showcase. Let me showcase Michael's page for y'all's to go check it out. This is a wonderful page. I mean, if you're family oriented, if you love to travel, Michael Cudjoe, he's got it going on. He's got it coming off and going on. I'm pretty sure you guys will really enjoy this channel right here. I've seen some video where he takes his kids to national parks, to in Canada, to a variety of things. Really enjoyable. And I don't know if it's his editing. I don't know what it is, or it's a natural ability. But when he presents, it's so professional. The way he produces his content. I think it's a natural ability because I've seen him live, and he flows. He's got flow. This is good stuff. Guys, go to that channel. Go check it out. I think you'd be pleased. If you're family oriented and you like all that stuff, reviews on a variety of cuisine that he's experienced in different parts of the world. If you want to know what a Big Mac is like in Ghana, he could probably help you with that. He could tell you what it tastes like. It's delicious. So going back to the 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 hood, man, the hood. So people have to survive. People do things to survive.
I'm back now.
And so we were talking about the hood, right? Is that what we
Yeah,
last
yeah,
left
yeah,
off?
yeah. No, I
Surviving
just
in the
heard what
hood.
you said. That you got to do
Yeah,
what you
so
got to do to
you
survive.
got to do what you got to
Yeah,
do.
you
So
can't.
look, we arrived in New York City in 1968. Okay,
Okay.
and to Washington Heights. Back then, Washington Heights wasn't as bad as it is now, but the change was beginning. My older brother, got jumped. They almost killed him. He was in intensive care for a hot minute.
That
My
sucks.
mother was almost dragged and killed on the subway.
Jesus, your
My
mother.
father, yep, my father got jumped by 4 people. They slammed one of those old metal garbage cans on him. They hit him
Yeah.
across the head with a bat. And
Ooh.
I was standing within 30 feet of that while it was
How
going down.
old were you at the time?
I was 10 years old. I heard some
Jesus.
commotion. I was at the babysitter's house. I'm looking out the window. She's right on the first floor. So I'm listening to
Yeah.
all this commotion. I go outside, and there he is. He's getting jumped by 4 people,
Yeah, that sucks.
and they almost killed him too.
As a 10-year-old. Yeah. People don't realize that when you do shit like that, I mean, you can literally end somebody's life. Even these YouTubers that had that fun little thing where they were just running up behind people and punching them in the head. You don't realize you can literally end somebody's life that way, you know?
I've seen a lot of lives get ended. since I was a
Yeah.
child. I've seen a lot of lives get ended through violence.
Yeah, and it sucks.
Yeah. So we went from Washington Heights, we went to the Bronx. You know, I've seen kids get hit by cars. I've seen bodies that have jumped off rooftops or that have been pushed off rooftops.
Mm.
Um,
Accidentally stabbed themselves in the back 17 times before they
right,
go.
that too. I remember now that you mentioned that. My buddy,
Probably
my
most
buddy and
people
I,
say
I was living with my friend with his brother and his parents and his mom,
that.
and he had a car, so we went to the garage where he kept his car, and about I don't know, maybe 10 feet away from the entrance to the garage. It's an outdoor garage. It's just a fenced-in area. That's all it is. Some dude was laid out dead on the floor right by the entrance.
Yeah.
Business as usual. We got in the car. We left. Business as usual.
Yeah.
We're what do you call it? Well,
That's
yeah. I mean that was a constant thing growing up.
mhm.
You saw so much of that. I'm in junior high
Yeah.
school. I'm coming out of school. Some,
Well, 10-year
some
olds at 10 years old, seeing your dad get beat down, that's a pretty horrific thing for a child to have to see, you know?
yeah, yeah, and and seeing some violence with my brother, one of my sisters, uh, another brother of mine was murdered in Boston.
Hmm. I'm sorry to hear that.
No, I mean that's
I
par for the
can't sit in my
course.
seat because you guys can't see me if I'm sitting there.
No, you're good. We can see you.
Yeah, this seat's better, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mike, that was on the regular. Like I said, I don't think you were here to hear this, but by the time I was 9 years old, and in fourth grade, I was already carrying a blade with me, a switchblade with me, and you needed it. My brother-in-law's cousin was was almost taken out. He was almost taken out. They stabbed him up in junior high school. I remember when my brother-in-law got the call that his cousin was in surgery fighting for his life. And there was a lot of that growing up. There was so much of that. It was crazy.
Nowadays, I'm not interrupting you, am I?
No, no, you're fine.
Okay. The my daughter, do you know those little tiny Swiss Army knives
Yeah.
that are about an inch and a half long? You know,
Hmm.
I had one of those on my counter. And my daughter, when she was in first grade, couldn't open her packs, so she decided she was going to take my Swiss Army knife to school. You know, to open her pudding pops or whatever it was
Oh,
that we were
not the pudding
sending
pops.
to her.
Yeah.
It was the fruit cups or whatever it was that we were sending to school with her, and she couldn't open. She was having a hard time opening them, so she decided, she was going to borrow my thing to do that. Well, the teachers caught her with it, and they were like, this could be an automatic suspension. This could be this and that, and she could be disqualified from public schools. And I'm going, whoa! I mean, I got a phone call, and it was like, whoa, 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 whoa. But they
Yeah.
understood that she just brought it in. She was just innocently brought a knife into school. But nowadays, you bring a knife into school, whew, that's they can literally, you lost all of your public education privileges just by doing that as a kindergartner. As a kindergartner,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. 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 Um, there were man, there was some crazy stuff. Look, in junior high school, I'm coming out. End of the day, this, I don't know, this battle broke out from high school students from different high schools. They
Uh-huh.
happened to merge right in front of my junior high school.
Oh yeah, those are the
And
biggest beats. Go
oh well,
ahead.
this one dude had his head busted open with a cobblestone. Uh,
Jeez.
Big chunk of his head was like on the floor. It was people were getting stabbed.
Well, I went to
It was.
school in the '80s, so they had the big hair, and I don't know if you remember the big hair era. You know,
Oh yeah, of
I'm sure you
course,
do.
absolutely,
I'm sure you do.
absolutely.
But all the girls had a can of Aquanet in their arsenal, you know, to keep their shit together. And
The-
I've
Yep.
seen girls take those cans out and just beat someone to fuck with them.
Well, the girls I grew up with, they always carried Vaseline with them because they used to use the Vaseline
Why?
to put on their body so they wouldn't be able to be grabbed.
Oh, you're like a greased up pig.
Yeah, exactly. And they
Yeah.
used to always have something to pull up their hair because they didn't want their hair grabbed. It was insane.
Well, see, I didn't realize you know, when it comes to actually fighting, you want to have short hair. You don't want anybody to get a hold of your head and get control of.
Yeah, that's not
But the
good.
girls, I've seen the girls in my middle school. My middle school would just take those cans of that Aquanet and just use
Hmm.
those as a baton, you know, and it's effective.
I'm
That's
trying
all
to.
I could say.
I think it was in junior high school that they started using the name belts as weapons. So a lot of guys used to wear name belts because they had a big old buckle with their name on it or with somebody's name on it. And what they would do is that, they would use that to defend themselves against somebody who had a knife, or they would just use that.
Oh,
To,
a belt can be used. Yeah, a belt could be used as a whip.
yeah, but they had those name buckles. They were big buckles, big hard buckles, and they were smashing people with that. Okay, so
I
I
grew
think
up
it was.
in a redneck area where they had wrestling belts. I used
Oh
to call
no.
them wrestling belts. I literally swear to God, these guys, I used to call them wrestling belts because these guys' belt buckles were so big. And, you
Yeah,
know, like I
we
said, I was
were.
12 years old when I moved out here. And when I went into high school for the first time, it was like, holy shit, where the fuck am I at, man? These guys have got cowboy hats, they got boots, they got. I wasn't lying when I said I was. This was a freaking rural area, man. I was out of my element, you know.
My my parents went to go visit some friends of theirs at a rural area in New Jersey, and I'll
Hmm.
tell you right now, man, I fell in love with that place. It was so peaceful. It was so green. It was so different from the grime and the dirt of where I was
Yeah,
growing up.
yeah, it's
Yeah, it was.
beautiful
It
out
was.
there.
Oh
But
my
coming
goodness.
from a kid from the city to move out here at 12 years old, it was like it was a crazy. It was the most.
It's like somebody slammed on the brakes, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Like I said, I had a skateboard. I couldn't ride it anymore because you know there was no paved roads
Yeah.
within walking distance.
You would have to go dirt riding. Let me
Yeah.
grab something real quick. I'll be
Well,
right back.
sure, of
You can keep
course.
talking. I can hear you.
Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep talking. I'm actually gonna flip because I can see the chat, but it's only if I get off the video. So
Right.
I'm gonna go
I just
check out
gotta
the chat.
do a
I
little
think so.
something over here. What is this? Okay, this is
Chat
what I need.
comments. There we go. There we go. Oh, there's a lot of chat. So, hey
Olive and
everybody.
olive oil and garlic.
Quiet Storm's here. John's here. MNTV family is here.
Yep. Yep. That's Mike. That's Michael.
Okay. I'm just announcing who's in the chat. So
Hmm.
they're here. Okay.
The
All
good
right.
people are here.
Yeah, it looks like that's it. It's a good group. It's a good group. Hi, Quiet. How are you,
We're
hun?
grouping right now.
All right. You let
I'm
me
about
know
to
when
work
you're
some
back
magic.
because I can't. While I'm looking at the chat, I'm not on live. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm
Recording.
here.
Oh, you're back. All right. Let me get.
Hmm. I'm remembering
Okay.
this gentleman, Sonny, when I lived in the Upper West Side,
Uh huh.
and the biggest advice he gave me was to keep all my teeth. I remember that.
Yeah, that's always good.
That stuck in my mind. Since,
Because when somebody
you know,
makes a rude comment to me, I always say, "Oh, you must have some extra teeth," you know.
no, for some reason that was big. That was big for Sonny, and Sonny was a product of the hippie era.
Yeah. Well, I'm the
Yeah.
aftermath of a hippie era, so I guess
Sonny
you could
had
say.
those. Sonny had those scars from having abscesses. I think he was indulging in the brown stuff.
Oh yeah, that's horrible. Yeah.
That was big.
No, yeah. I have a few friends that passed from that.
Harlem used to have a lot of those. The areas in the Bronx that I lived had a lot of those.
I'm sure everywhere has. You know.
Alphabet City had tons of them.
Yeah, that's it. That's kind of a that sucks. I almost lost my blood brother, my own brother to it. Thankfully he got. It took his best friend dying from it to
Mm-hmm.
get him to wake up, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's 100% like AA guy.
Yep.
But it took his best friend dying to save his life. But
Mike, you're not old enough, man. You wasn't around for the hippie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Brandon.
no, go
Keep saying
ahead.
so. It took that experience for him to wake up and say, "Yeah, I don't need to keep doing this."
Hey, yeah. Which because at the time I literally I wrote him off for
Honestly,
dead.
honestly, that's a blessing because a lot of people don't get off that.
Yes, yeah, I know. It saved his life. It just sucked. It had to happen in such a horrible way, but
Well, I'll
mm,
tell you what. I'll tell you what, Mike.
what's
When you were
that?
born, he was born. Mike was born in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
I started
I
high
was
school
born
in
in '76, so I'm close.
I started high school in '79, and I can tell you, a couple of years after that, that's when the crack epidemic hit.
Yes, yeah, and they were looking for youngins to grab a hold of. That's heartless. I think I told you about my little stint as a mule
Yeah,
in one of your past lives, right?
yeah. Here,
Yeah,
look there. Mike.
that's horrible, man.
Mike says, glad your friend is on the road to recovery.
It's my brother actually, and
His
yeah,
brother. Hmm.
he's been sober for like 10 years now, man. Thank God. I wrote him off. I thought he was I thought he was so far into it that I just assumed he was going to be dead, and that's a horrible thing to do for a person of your family, but you can't what do you call it? Enable them. You can't enable them,
You can't
you
enable him.
know. Yeah. So, but the fact that he recovered on his own outside was great. You know, I'm glad I
I,
got a brother today because of that. You know,
I gotta
Mac,
thank God.
stop.
I gotta thank God that
Stop.
the way I was the way I was impacted by seeing the aftermath of what people or how people were living when they got addicted to stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh
That
yeah.
was
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
that was a huge deterrent for me.
Yes. Me too. Me too. It didn't stop me from everything, but it stopped me from getting into some hardcore stuff, which I'm appreciative of.
Exactly. Exactly. So am I.
I've got an addictive personality, you know. I'm an alcoholic. I get addicted very easily. I'm glad. I think if I ever smoked crack or ever did heroin, you guys
You'd
wouldn't
be
know me
gone.
right now.
Nope.
I don't think I'd ever would have been able to recover from that. You know, I had
Look,
a
Mike is saying, glad my parents kept me sheltered from all that. Yeah, that's a blessing, Mike. That's a definite blessing.
it's a blessing, but it's also a curse because then you weren't aware of what to be afraid of. It's like I tell my kids, you know, like when my daughter turned 21, you know, she's 30 now, you know. I
Yeah.
said, "Hey, you need to be careful with the alcohol. Um your your father's an addict, or you know, your father's an alcoholic. I'm this is my stepdaughter I'm talking about. He went off the deep end with crack, but
Yeah.
um uh but I'm an alcoholic, so I know exactly what's going on, and I told her, look, you got to be careful, you know, and explained it to her. But growing up in the house, you know, she understood what was going on, even with me when I had my moments, because I've had moments.
Yeah.
Um, you know, you witnessed the one last week, for Christ's sakes, you know.
But hey, your moments don't don't devolve into stuff, which is a good thing. I mean, it sounds to me
Oh, that
like you've come to the conclusion that there's a way to do this without doing crazy stuff.
yeah, there is, but I can get crazy in an instant.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm not saying crazy. I'm not
Just
going like crazy. I'm
just
not
add more,
like
then you lose it.
you start giving me a few shots. I wasn't joking. We'll be running through the quad naked, and you
Oh well,
know,
that's
it's
actually you gotta let me know when you do that. I'll take I'll pull out the
no,
beach
I know.
chair. I'll enjoy
I get
myself.
it. I get the I don't give a fuck. Do you know what you understand what an anarchist is? I get completely in anarchist mode
Ooh.
when I get hammered, and that yeah, it gets crazy because I don't give a fuck about anything, and yeah, I just don't care, you know. I don't care about yeah. Oh, they gotta take me to jail. They gotta catch me first. Ha ha ha! Good luck with that.
What are they gonna cuff? Are they gonna cuff your wrist or something else? Huh?
What's that?
What are they gonna cuff? Your wrist or something else?
They gotta catch me. I think I'm gonna keep that Vaseline in the pocket idea just for that reason.
I'll tell you what. Ella no sale ahí. I'll tell you what. What was
Let
I
me
gonna
ask
say?
you
Oh
a
yeah,
question. Why did you just
yeah.
say that? That's a filler. When you're speaking and you've got to pause, you say or something. You just said, "I'll tell you what."
And I don't usually do fillers, do I?
No, no, you don't. But the fact that you said that, that is one of those most common fillers that I use. And because I re-listen to all the stuff that I send to people and stuff like that, and there's many comments there where I say, "I tell you what, this is where do you get that from?" I'm curious because I use
That
that
filler.
all the time as myself.
When I use that filler, that means my attention is divided into like 18 different things at once.
Oh, I
You know
see.
what? My oldest son got on my case about using fillers because in times long past when I used to record,
Yeah.
I felt the need to have to use fillers because I didn't want any dead airspace
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a natural thing for most people. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Next.
my son said my son told me to stop doing that,
Yeah. Well, it's good
and
advice.
I did.
Good.
If there's a gap in sound, whatever, there's no gap, then so be it. It's better than if there is. Gracias, mi amor.
But it's
Look what
funny
I got,
because
guys. Look, oh, damn, I almost lost it. I don't know if you can see it. Look what I
come
got.
on,
I got me some Pusgettis.
spaghetti.
Some Pusgettis with
Awesome.
marinara.
Awesome.
I'm doing
Breakfast of
big things here.
champions.
This is the breakfast of champions right here.
Yes, exactly.
Thing is steaming though. I gotta watch it. Okay, so Mike has
Fucking
fillers
dog is. I'm sorry. The dog's playing in and out. He wants to come in. He wants to go
in and
out.
out. That sounds serious. My filler word is right. I try so hard not to say it, but you'll hear it 100 times in my vids.
What's that? Oh!
What?
I gotta go to chat for
Mikey?
a second.
Yeah, go ahead. I just ate spaghetti too. Oh well, look, I'm joining you, Mike. I'm gonna tear up some spaghetti. ¿Qué clase de
Who is
fideo es?
Mike? Is he a buddy of yours?
Yeah, he's from ooh, he's from YouTube. Yeah, I go with the fillers. He's from a YouTube family that I'm a part of.
Okay.
This is made out. Hey, these noodles are made out of chickpeas, guys. This is big. Yeah, Mike is a head honcho in that group.
Chickpea noodles. Okay.
No,
The
you're not
only
down with
thing I
that?
don't like about those, I'm gonna tell you something, just as a cook, and it's they tend to disintegrate. They fall apart. You know. The best non-flour pasta, I believe, is lentil. You know.
Lentil. Yeah, we use that too.
Yeah, I think
We
that's
use that
better
too, but this is like
than the chickpea noodles.
this was like a last minute deal. So this is what we found. Like,
Hey, you eat what you can eat, man. It doesn't matter, you know. You get what you can.
so me
It's
and
like
Mike,
my
man,
parents.
today's spaghetti day for me and Mike.
Somebody asked me in the comments when I was on the live the other night, and they were like, "Oh, by the way, thank you so much for joining. That was awesome that you did. I really appreciate that, Solomon."
I'm glad you guys didn't kick me out. I'm glad one of your subscribers didn't kick me out and thought I was a troll or something.
No, the only person I had was his moderators was John and Vegan, I believe.
Yeah, but they know
Those were
me.
the only two. What's that?
They know me, but other people don't know me. They were all up in your channel, reading all the crazy
Yeah,
stuff I was putting up. I thought I was
yeah.
gonna get in
Oh,
trouble with the
my
crew.
mother said, "Who's this Solomon guy?" I'm like, "Oh, mom, if you really want to know, I'll send you some links to to your channel where we
Are you
had our
serious? Your
late
mom
night."
was watching that night?
Yeah, my mom was on there. Yeah,
Oh man, I would have been on my best behavior if I would have known that.
then that wouldn't have been any fun. So what was the point of that then?
The lady that was helping you, Auntie was having a good time.
Auntie had a good time. She was she's married to a preacher,
What?
and yes, she's the wife of a preacher, and like I was on her live tonight, and they were getting ready for church tomorrow, you know, and this and that. Now I'm talking to them, and it was just so funny because uh, I was talking about how I'm an ordained minister, you know, and
Oh, you are?
oh yeah, you must have missed that part. Okay,
Let me
yeah, I'm
see.
an ordained minister. Um, I got it through an online church. You know.
Really?
Yes, seriously. I could marry somebody. You know.
I wanna get on that link, man. Seriously.
It's called it's Universal Life Church. You can look it up.
Okay.
Even a
Are they
lot of celebrity. There's a lot of
are they
celebrities. That
evangelical?
become- What's that?
Are they evangelical? Universal
No,
Life. That sounds
no,
familiar.
no, 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 no. They're not a denomination. Just you want to join. You want to start a church? Okay,
Yeah, I do.
here we go. We'll certify you. That's it. That's all. You want to run a church? Okay, we'll certify you. That's it. You know. You want to buy the
I've been reading
banners and
I've
all
been
the
reading scripture
extras?
since I've been reading scripture since I was a kid, man.
Me too. I was raised in a Baptist school up until 6th grade. You know, and then I went over to public school, and I knew more about. I was like 2 grades ahead of the kids in my class. That's what fucked me up. I think.
Yeah,
Um,
think so.
yeah, I think so because I was so bored in school. They were just going over the shit that I already knew when I went to public school. You know. And I was bored, and they were mad because I wasn't doing homework. Because I didn't have to do homework because I already knew everything that was. I had already learned everything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But they were giving me bad grades because I was, you know, I
I'm
wasn't doing
cooperating.
the homework. I wasn't turning the homework in. I'm like, and my biology teacher in high school, he goes, I don't believe it. I used to skip class. I just sit for the lectures, and that
Yep.
was it. That's all I needed to do was sit for the lectures, and I could grasp everything that was going on. And he said, but you didn't do any of the homework. And never did any of the homework, but I would get, 100% on the tests. I'm not gonna say 100%. That may
No, but
be an
you had a
exaggeration.
high test score though. You had a high test
I
score.
had extremely high test score, and the teacher says I don't what you're not getting any, but I was failing the class, but he didn't understand. But he didn't understand also that was the same class that lunch was. So I would skip the period and take 2 lunches. So, you know.
So
But I was smart
can I
enough
take a
to
guess?
just be able to. What's that?
Can I take a guess about an aspect of your personality?
Sure. By all
Are
means.
you are you the type of person that loves to learn?
Yes.
Every time I encounter people that love to learn, they find all the written work and all this other stuff like so extra that
It's
they don't care
pointless.
to
It's
participate.
tedious.
Yeah, they don't care to
It's tedious.
participate.
It's tedious. I learn more. You learn more by doing things and just by learning in general. If something's got something that I don't know about, I'm intrigued. I want to. I want to listen. I want to. You know. And my uncle is the same way. That's funny. He lives in Thailand, and I wish I could
Oh, he
talk to
does?
him. Yeah, I wish I could talk to him, but my what do you call it? Skype account that I used to
Skype,
talk
yeah.
to him on. Yeah, that got deleted, so I literally lost contact for the last year with my uncle. I used to talk to him all the time though.
Man,
Late night.
if you're making a $40,000 a year salary here in the United States and you're living in Thailand making that, ooh wee.
Oh yeah, no, he's living on a pension from the U.S. Army and
Oh, okay.
Social Security, and he has enough to afford. Well, he was telling me like, yeah, but he was also teaching English in the colleges over there. You know,
Oh, okay.
teaching advanced English. You know,
Okay.
but I mean, this guy was in the Korean War. You know,
Mm.
that's how old he is. So,
That was a tough time. That was a tough time.
yeah,
That was a horrible
and
war.
I asked him. I asked him. I said, "What did you do in when you were in the army?" And he goes, "I was the biggest fuck up that there was." That was his words, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a very interesting story that I learned from him. Like, for instance, when they wanted to teach you Korean, they would bring you to these little camps that they only spoke Korean. All the newspaper, all the TV, everything was just in Korean. That's it. And
So you had no choice.
you were only allowed to speak in Korean. It was like an immersive thing. And that's how he learned to speak Korean. And then he learned to speak other languages. I'm not sure exactly. I don't want to quote. I don't want to talk for him. I don't want to quote exactly.
Do they
But
know standard sign language in Korea?
this is what I believe, and if I'm wrong, somebody let me know. But I believe sign language is universal. Like literally, if you're Spanish and I'm English, and we do sign language together, I believe the sign language is the same. Other than the you could do the letters, what the whatever the letters are. I mean, of course,
Because
they spell different things.
here you go, Professor. Professor, come on in. The link is
Professor, Mrs. Helms. I'm sorry. You know what
no
this
good.
means? Do you know what this means,
In sign language.
Solomon? In sign language. Yeah.
I don't know what it means, but I know what it feels like.
That's universal. That's universal, brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Well,
You know what
I
I
thought
mean?
maybe
But that's
if I wound
I
up
believe that that's the way the sign language is, though. Is in all honesty, I believe it's a universal language.
no, because I know a little bit of sign language. I mean, I could have gone to that Korean village and you know, that one and this one.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Oh, that
oh,
one.
God damn it, Solomon! I had something in my pocket. I forgot all about it. Oh, son of a bitch! Here it is.
Oh, that one. I know that one. I know that. Let's see. I know sign language. That's one of the ones I know. It's universal.
Yeah.
For some reason, it is universal. I don't.
No, but in all honesty, the actual sign language I believe is universal. If I'm
Oh,
wrong, let me know because my daughter was taking it in high school as a language because they have to take a language in Florida.
yeah. I was taking it somewhere
As
else.
one.
I gotta behave. The professor in the house.
Hello, Mrs. Helms.
Y'all are both acting up tonight.
Oh my goodness.
No,
I don't know.
I knew what that hand gesture was. As soon as I seen it, I'm like, yeah, it's that type of night for y'all.
No, that's not.
No. It's actually pretty mellow for our nights. I believe. I don't know.
I don't think that's bad.
No, I don't think it's bad either. We're still
Mr.
having fun,
Barnes.
but it's not as
Mr.
crazy.
Burns. Yeah, Mr. Burns looks comfortable.
Yeah, I'm at the crib.
Oh, okay.
You missed it. My 2-year-old came up.
Oh, I missed the baby.
Yeah, you have to see it from the beginning.
I missed Tony T apparently too. I just saw he was in your comments.
Mm-hmm.
I just got back from getting a massage.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I got a full body massage. That's what took me so long to get on.
Oh, Jesus. Then why are you here? Why aren't you there still?
No kidding, right?
Right?
See, Mike knows the deal with the sign language. There are no sign languages in quotes, but American Sign Language is by far the most common. See?
But there's a Japanese princess, though they do sign language a little different in Japan. It is a thing there because Princess Kako is known as the patron of that.
Who?
Princess Kako, Kako.
Oh, thanks for spelling that because that sounded.
But that's her name,
dirty.
though.
It sounded dirty. It sounded like she was jumping right in.
Her
sounded.
sister, Princess Mako, is no longer a princess.
What happened?
What happened is when the United States won the war of World War II, their 1947 Constitution said that if women in the imperial family married and there was nothing
they had to
but
kick
color,
rocks.
Yep, they have to get out. But if you marry a male in the family, you can be a princess your whole life.
Oh wow! Okay.
Sit.
Okay.
No.
He got a barking dog, and I got a darn spoiled cat over here yowling and meow.
Come on, inside.
Y'all didn't hear my pet?
No. Do
Yeah,
you have?
No, that's because I don't have one. That's why
I saw your pet when I rewatched the video.
Oh my God!
Oh, you did?
The little drawing that you did on your fingertip. That was interesting.
You had the baby up. I didn't even get to see her.
You're gonna have to watch the video again because she went off to bed.
Yep, it is her bedtime. I know it's like what 11.
It's
there.
Past. Yeah, it's 11:15. It's past her bedtime.
Way past.
She was
her
up here.
bedtime.
Yeah, she was up in here giving me orders. Like, yeah. Mike goes through the same thing. Every time I'm trying to shoot a vid or do a stream, my dog always tries to be part of the show too. See that?
No, my cat trying to go outside. It's cold and rainy. You know how it is this time of year in Washington. That rain is continuous and it's cold. And it's
we ain't getting that. We ain't getting that fur wet. No,
but she actually likes being in the rain. I didn't think cats did. She'll come and shake something serious when she comes.
That is odd because they don't like water like that.
Sure don't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She'll just go sit right in it for like 5 straight minutes.
She's acting up.
Yep, she's acting up.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that freaked me out when she first did it. I'm like, you're a cat.
Yeah, what are you doing?
You're not supposed to be doing that.
That.
You want to go in the rain? What's the matter with you?
Yep, and sometimes the harder it is, if I don't open the door, she'll give me an attitude. I'm like, for real?
No, we can't have that.
Yep.
Where's she now?
She just went back to my husband because she go bounce between us to see who's gonna get away.
So she's trying to play you against each other. Is that what it is?
Oh, she always does that. That good cop, bad cop stuff.
Yeah, man, that's what my daughter does all the time. My daughter thinks she's so slick.
She funny. I think your daughter adorable.
She got her mother going crazy.
You think so?
I know so. She tells me about it.
Sorry about that. Hit the wrong button again.
Where's everybody? Why don't nobody else come up and join the conversation, man?
Yeah, they should. Michael should come on up. Yeah, Mike, what's going on, man? Why don't you just come on up, man?
Where's Tony T? Did he abandon ship?
Tony T is how should I say it? Tony T had an episode.
Okay, I'll leave it at that. Okay, that works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I first went on, or when I first looked at, because I looked at your streams before I started going on, and DeAndre was one of those guys that you guys had
DeAndre. Yeah, DeAndre right now he's taking a break.
I am too, kind of, yeah.
But DeAndre right now he's confronting. This is what he said in a video, so I'm not throwing him under the bus or anything like that. But he said he's confronting some personal things. So
okay, well, hey, we've all got our personal things we got to deal with,
I mean, if you're gonna come in here and converse with me, you got to get your head right, because man,
not me.
Oh my God,
my head's been wrong the entire time.
Oh, I got you, Mike. Okay. See, Mike got the turtle head going. He's got to pop in and out because he's dealing with his kids. So he's doing the
Are you saying that for him, or is he saying he's got the turtle?
Oh, he's
head?
saying that. He's saying no. He didn't.
Okay.
He didn't say he's got the turtle head. I'm saying he's got the turtle head, but he's
okay. That's what I'm saying. You're speaking for him.
I'm speaking for him. I embellished it a little bit, but
that's fine. That's fine. I just wanted to make that clear. That's all.
Because he's popping in and out. He's got the kids, so he's got 3 beautiful kids.
My kids are mostly grown. They're 11 and 13 now. I was on
Why is it that my kids refer to me like that? They said, yeah, he's grown. Yeah, we got a child that's grown also. And they're referring to me. What are you talking about?
Why my wife calls me a big kid, so it's the old ladies that I work with. They're like, "You're just a kid. You're just a big kid." It's like, I don't know, a 50-year-old kid, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I like little baby ducks. I don't know if you guys. I don't know how you feel about that.
Oh no, I already told you that joke. Never mind. Yeah. Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
John is back, and this time he's black. Okay.
John just dropped some music. He's actually on Spotify. I've got him on my playlist. Yeah, I've got him. I got him on my Spotify. If you subscribe to him, he can actually see what city. Because we were sharing this, we were talking the other night. He actually can see what city that we're in, where his subscribers are in. And
really?
it pulled up my city, Loxahatchee Groves. He's got 1 subscriber. And I was like, that's me, brother. Without a doubt, So I thought that was pretty cool that they can actually see what city that your subscribers
I want to be cool too. Where's he? What's the name of his channel?
It's D-Lo Flow on Spotify.
I'm getting ready to do that. D-Lo Flow.
Yeah, just go onto Spotify. He's got 2 songs, I think. I think he's got. But you just add him to your playlist, and boom, then your city shows up on his little. He could tell exactly what city where people are subscribing from. It's crazy. It's like, imagine if you had your YouTube subscribers that you actually saw what city that they were each and every one of them were from. I thought that was really cool and amazing,
Oh.
Got him. Mm-hmm.
So Miss Helms.
Yes.
Oh,
got him.
You went to that Krampus fair. That was pretty cool. I liked watching those videos about that. That was like a festival of Krampus.
Which they just started a couple of years ago, and I didn't know it was a thing until I looked it up in early late November. It was November of this year. I'm like, we do that in this county? And so I went.
Okay. Wait, you didn't know about Krampus, or you didn't know about the festival?
Oh, I've known about Krampus for like years.
Okay,
I just didn't realize that I just didn't realize we did the festival. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen a festival about that, because like I texted you in your video, I believe, that Krampus was one of my favorite characters in history as well,
They do it up in Germany. If you ever go to a Krampus festival and you care about those things, that was a one and done for me, but that one is tame in comparison to how Germany does it, I think.
Yeah. No, but it was still pretty cool. What did you call it? The picture that you went up to and you said it had the monsters and the monsterettes or something?
Monsters and Monsteras.
Monsteras, yes. I thought that was I got a chuckle from that. So
I discovered Krampus in 1999.
Yeah.
I caught one in each leg.
For real.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, I was getting. Yeah, I was getting out.
Seriously.
What you mean for real? I was getting
For
out of my
real?
car, and I caught one in each leg.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. Getting cramps in the middle of the night suck.
It
When you're
really-
in bed,
Yep.
when you're in bed and you get those freaking cramps and you're
In your
just
legs. Yep.
and generally I'm jumping around going, I'm trying to walk it off, and my wife is screaming, "What the hell are you doing? You're waking me up!" And I'm going, ah.
You know, my father would told me that when he was young, he went out into a bay because we live. My family's town is in a bay, and he went out in the bay, and you got to be real careful what area of the bay you go to because sharks come right up to you. So
yeah, they can go like a
wow.
he said that he said that he almost there were a couple of times that he almost drowned because he caught a cramp, which didn't make any sense to me. You know, I've always been involved in athletics.
Yeah.
And so was he. So I didn't understand what the hell he was talking about until that Krampus incident in 1999. Yeah. That was the first time I ever caught a cramp so bad that my legs actually locked into position. I brought out when I was coming out of the car, I brought out my first leg, it cramped and I couldn't straighten it out and it was painful.
Yes.
So I tried a maneuver by taking my other leg and bringing it out, and that one cramped too. And they were both locked in position. I was suspending my body between the door and the roof of the car. I called out for help from my nephew to try to help me straighten that thing out.
Help.
You know,
I've fallen and I can't get up.
No, and I had to tell him, listen, just because I got a sock and a shoe on it doesn't mean it's my leg. Now, please straighten this thing out. Yeah, there you go. But it was locked. They were locked in. So then, I could understand how somebody could drown if they catch a cramp like that and that thing locks up on you.
Yeah.
And listen.
Yeah, I can't imagine swimming. I don't go swimming. I don't go in the ocean. But
I stopped.
Yeah, I've had those happen. They're at the most inopportune moments as well. You know.
Yeah. And being in the ocean, I had to stop that. And I'm a fish. Let me tell you right now, I'm a fish. Had I been 19 years old, I would have tried out for the SEALs. I would have tried out, but because I'm a fish. I get in water and I'm good. I'm in my element.
Well, how are you with extremes of temperature? That's the thing, is because
I'm good with that.
Miss Helms is more of a professional than I am, but I believe
I'm good with that.
They expose you to extreme temperatures. Is that correct, Miss Helms?
When it's freezing outside, the water is warmer than the outside temperature. Even though that's not to say that you should be in there for too long of a period of time. But you can survive if you so let's say you're in a cold weather environment and you fall into the water. First of all, the ocean has salt, which means that it keeps the water temperature above freezing by 1 degree. The salt does that.
Yeah.
So the water is not going to freeze. Now, if it's like minus whatever outside, that's going to get you.
Well, it depends. It depends how north you go and how cold it gets too. You got to keep that in mind.
Well, I mean, if you fall in the water, you're not going too deep. God forbid it's nighttime, because that's when the predators feast. So you don't want to be. Yeah, they go up to the surface to eat at night. So you don't want to fall in any kind of water at night. But if it's during the day and you're in cold climate, let's say you're in Greenland or whatever the hell it is, Iceland, and you fall in the water, so long as you're able to reach something within, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, if you can swim that much, you should be okay, because the water temperature is actually warmer than the air temperature. a matter of fact,
Yeah. However,
I take ice
once you
baths.
get out, you got that wind chill factor, and you've
The
got
wind chill, yeah, the wind chill factor will hurt you. I take
kill you
I take
in some cases.
I take ice baths. So I submerge my whole body when it's 10
You
minus
really
10
do
outside.
that?
Yeah,
One of
yeah,
those
yeah.
guys?
Yeah.
That's the same thing as those guys, those Scandinavians that did jump into the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I do that. Like the polar bears and all that stuff. I do that.
Yeah.
You don't do no polar bear.
I don't do the polar bear thing, but I have my sister-in-law does that regularly. So whenever I go to her house, I got my bathing suit on. It's 20 degrees outside. We go in there, ice water, chilling, literally chilling. But I only stay in there for like 10 minutes. I submerge the whole body. I stay in there 10
minutes.
Yeah,
You
10 She stays in there 30 minutes.
Y'all nutty.
That's a polar bear club, in my opinion. I don't care.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
You're okay in my book with that, but you can keep that. I'm trying to, as you can see, it's 60 degrees in here, over here in Florida, and that's a freezing 60 degrees.
It's 17 degrees where I'm at right now. Right now, if I were to go visit my sister-in-law right now, she'll tell me, where's your bathing suit? Right here. Let's go. I'll have this much above the water. This much. Just this part of my head above water.
Well, you got it. Like you said, the water's always usually warmer. And
it's warmer. Yeah. If it's liquid, but it's warmer.
When you get out.
It's the problem. The problem is getting out. The problem is that when I get out of that tub, listen, who's the fastest man in the world now in the sprints in the Olympics? I'll leave that dude in the dust. Right now, I'll leave him in the dust. Getting out of that tub to go in the house.
I think he's from Botswana. It might be Letsile Tobogo. Let me write his name in your.
But it's got to be the sprint, not the long distance. The 100 meter
sprint. Yeah, I'm talking about the meters. I'm not talking about those people who can run for days. Yeah. I think it's Letsile Tobogo.
I just thought of something that if I just go log in on my computer, that I can see the chat while I'm talking live. Because on my phone, I can do one or the other. That's it. So I think I'm gonna try that because I just heard Miss Elms typing, and that gave me an idea.
Yeah, I'm on Temu. I don't need to be on Temu, but I'm on Temu.
Well, I'm on my phone, so.
They still got Usain Bolt as the fastest.
Is he still the fastest?
Still, I guess he still holds the record.
Yeah, despite the fact that he's retired, but I think Noah
Lyles. Yeah, Noah Lyles. Yep.
Noah Lyles has, but Letsile got him at the Olympics though this past summer. But Noah Letsile Tobogo, but Noah did run with COVID, which was stupid. That's why he lost that, didn't do good in that race and got bronze. It's like, dude, you should have stayed home and rested. I know you want to be in the Olympics, but Noah, you ain't even 30 yet. You got a whole nother Olympics in you.
At least one.
At least one. Like, boo-boo. Like, you ran that race with COVID-19. And speaking of, they're talking about something called Disease X that they think is going to come in January. COVID-19.
What?
And speaking of, they're talking about something called Disease. Yeah.
Disease X. What the hell is that?
It's been going around. Bill Gates been talking about it for years. It's the next pandemic coming.
I'm not wanting that.
Me either. I saw the look on your face. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have told Mr. Burns that was probably
the cat's out the bag.
Yep.
It sucks, and it's unfortunately this government is not prepared for epidemics, as we can see. But
we can't keep closing down the stuff either. Keep going. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Cut him.
No. Yeah, no. I'm just saying that our government's not prepared for epidemics,
Prepared for
and
Well, the pandemic. Obama did have a
that.
plan. Obama did have a plan, like a 13-page plan, but that got tossed in the garbage
by the last two presidents.
by the.
Yes,
that is true. I don't like
correct
Barack.
about that, Solomon.
I don't like
I heard
Barack
that,
Obama.
Solomon.
Yep, I didn't like Barack, but he was prepared. These last two, not so much.
I like Barack. I'm sorry, I like Barack.
Oh no, that's okay. I just don't. But to each his own, you know.
Yeah, no. I'm with you. This is what I like talking about. I like talking to you and Solomon because hey, you got your opinion, I got my opinion, but we respect each other, and
yeah, we do.
That's the bottom line, and that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yep.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
People are breaking up whole marriages. I remember when the first Trump administration, there was a beautiful blonde couple. The wife was a Trump supporter and the husband was a Hillary supporter. These people ended their marriage. We have nothing in common. So you let your marriage end over that. Not infidelity, not lying, not hiding money. You ended your marriage over that.
Over a political figure.
Yes, over political figures. Because
knowing damn well that they ain't no good anyway. So
that's what I said. So you ended your marriage. They were a beautiful couple too, and I'm like, come on, you didn't marry that person because of who
there are things that are much more critical for ending a relationship with your spouse. I mean, like for example, if your spouse served you a vinegar sandwich, I don't know how you would.
Even something like that, I get, because if they serving you a vinegar sandwich, they're being spiteful.
You're just gonna roll with that one, okay?
No, people do mess with people, and they don't like being married to you. They do mess in your food. That's a fact. People do that.
Oh, I worked in the food industry. You want to talk about messing with food? It's just it happens,
Like when they put a booger in your sugar. Damn, that's.
Yeah, there was a what the hell was the name of the movie? I love a lot of movies.
I had menstrual blood put in my coffee.
I can believe that they do that. They do that.
I had that.
No way.
Y'all know of a movie with Ryan Reynolds called?
Wait, did you request that?
That wasn't a request. No, that was witchcraft. Actually,
that is witchcraft. When you do that, that's witchcraft.
Yeah.
And y'all remember that film Van Wilder with what you call it? Ryan. That's so nasty. You remember that scene where they stuff it in them? I think them donuts. I can't eat stuffed donuts to this day.
Oh, they put the laxatives in the donuts.
Yeah. They did something to make people sick with the donut, and it was supposed to be comedy, but in real life, it just gave me a vision.
That's an arrestable offense. If you like put laxative, what do you call it? Laxative into somebody's drink, that's considered poison.
Yeah, that's it. Well, it's a shitty deal. Come on now.
Yeah, and the shit will hit the fan.
But people do that. That's the most common prank when they don't like you. They will put a laxative in your drink and you won't know it because you didn't taste it. Next thing you know, you're on that toilet for a day.
Well, in the club where I work at, our biggest offense is somebody stealing food. Somebody will make a sandwich or something and bring it, and they'll put it in the refrigerator. Because we got a community refrigerator,
That makes me so mad, stealing folks' lunch.
Yeah, right. I've had my lunch stolen before, and I'm so fucking pissed off when I go to eat and I got nothing to eat.
Yep.
And it makes me want to just choke.
If I catch somebody stealing food, man, I'll punch him right in his blueberry pie, man, for real.
So
Oh, wow.
what they do is somebody said, oh, well, I'll just make a tacos for my coworkers that are stealing my lunch. And they were making it, and it was with the cat food, Purina or whatever.
Either that
cat food.
Either that or get some of the hottest pepper out there.
Yep.
And just cut little pieces of that thing and just hide it in your meat. There you go.
They won't do it again.
They're not gonna do it again.
No, because if you really like that pepper, it's hard for them to justify that you did it on purpose. Then they'd be incriminating themselves.
I was just eating my pepper sandwich. You took my sandwich, asshole. You're the asshole. You're right.
Give them that salami. Give them that spicy salami.
Yeah, no, people have to be able to eat at work. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying this guy made tacos out of cat food, basically, and put it in the fridge for his for the asshole coworkers to steal. So,
this one facility that used to make the food, the inmates used to make the food for the staff members, until that one day when they were serving spaghetti and meatballs. Right. Yeah.
Wait. Are you talking about when you were correction officer?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
But I didn't work in that facility. But at that facility, well, hey Michelle, hi. Hey.
I can't see chat. All right, wait a minute.
Michelle is in here. She threw up three green hearts.
But what were you saying?
That they were serving spaghetti and meatballs that one day, and before the first officer can bite into his meat,
I will in one moment.
He was stopped, and it turns out that the inmates got creative with the cuisine and decided to take feces and ball it up.
That's nasty.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's just so nasty. You them nasty. Oh.
So the entire correctional department stopped allowing inmates to prepare food for the officers.
Well, that makes sense.
That was the end of that. That was the end of that.
That's so nasty. Who does
no more?
Just no more. Okay. No nasty.
Hi, Wanders.
That is just absolutely nasty.
It's disgusting. But that's that environment will produce those type of events.
I just couldn't do that to nobody. That's nasty.
They're devious in there. They're devious.
But then some of them put themselves in there and then want to still be nasty. How, Sway?
And honestly,
yes, I want to know the answer.
Wait a minute. The prison population in the United States, somewhere between 4 and 6% actually belong in prison.
Of course they do.
The other 90. Oh, thank you, Wanders. Thank you. Wanders of Ellie, y'alls. Wanders, you're in Canada, right? That's where you live? You live in Canada? My buddy Mike also lives in Canada. Great channel, by the way. I think I showed it to everybody. But yeah, only about 4 to 6% actually don't need to leave ever. They need to stay right there. They need to have life sentences and never come out. But the rest of the population, well, see, like I was telling Brandon earlier, the department decided to take a course of action. They wanted to reduce the rate of recidivism by a lot. And it was a 3-prong approach. One prong is to provide safety and security, not just to the people outside of the prison walls, but and for staff members, but also for the inmate population as well. Reason being that when all these other programs that are being provided for the inmates, school, trade, religious services, all these programs that are designed to help integrate them back into what they're about to be integrated into once they leave those walls, they want to make sure that they can have the footing necessary to be able to reintegrate into society without having to stumble and come back in. And in order for you to do that, in order for those programs to be effective, mentally, the inmates have to stop worrying about their own self-defense, so that it can sink in. Well, that's why the other prong is they want the officer to mingle amongst the population far more than ever before. So when it was me and my partner, the other officer, oh, you're in the Philippines now. Okay. All right. Ellie's in the Philippines now. Okay. For 3 years now. Okay. Nice. So now with the third prong, now you got a desk officer and you can switch, but you're going to get assigned that particular post. So you might be the desk officer, and the other one is the rover. And what the rover does is he does exactly what the name implies. You rove, you move around, you walk within the population, you do tours. You try not to make the tours within precise intervals, because then they'll catch on to a routine, a rhythm, and then they'll scheme.
Oh yeah,
with that information. Oh, yeah. So
look at the nice.
Thank you, Wonders. Yeah. So now, you know, you break it up a little bit. It's 30-minute intervals in a regular housing unit. In specialized housing units, it'll be 15 minutes. Like where what's his name that supposedly committed suicide? What was his name?
Anthony Bourdain?
No.
Are you talking about
Hernandez? Aaron Hernandez?
No, the guy that had all those sex scandals on everybody.
The pedophile guy.
Epstein.
Epstein. Let me tell you something. Epstein did not kill himself. That's nonsense. That's a lie.
Of course
Number one.
He didn't. I don't believe that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you from my perspective as a former officer. First of all,
because of it, either way.
First of all, when you're high profile, you are automatically put into one of those special housing units where there are 15-minute tours. And you got to log all your tours, you got to get logged down. And whatever you log down better match whatever the video, because there's definitely going to be video cameras there. And whatever you put in the logbook has to match whatever that camera says. So if you put 929 unit tour, you better have started your tour at 929 or you finished at 929. But it better correspond with whatever you log down, because if you don't, boy, you're going to be in some serious trouble. And those problems could lead into legal troubles for you. You can even wind up getting arrested. It all depends on the circumstances. Now, oh man, glad you're back. Yeah, we're on Epstein right now. So high profile could be like something that hit the front page of the news. That's high profile. It doesn't have to necessarily be a national thing. It could just be local news that has somebody on the front page that's considered high profile. You better not screw up when that guy is in your housing unit. You better not mess up on your tours. You better make sure that there's no cross mingle, because in the county jails that I worked in, you had tiers that were divided through sliding doors. So you better not have somebody from the A side mingling with anybody from the B or any of the other tiers, because if something goes down, and they do, boy, you're gonna be on the hot seat. You're gonna be in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. Yeah, right. Juan Epstein. Good one. So, now that's just with a local incident. If they hit the papers, that's high profile. We're talking about Epstein. This is international high profile. And he's in a housing unit that has to be one of those specialized housing units, because he's so high profile. He has to be in one of those housing units that there has to be a minimum of 15-minute tours. Not only that, he should have been in one of those cells that has a camera on the inside, because we do have those. Yeah. They're usually reserved for people who may potentially unalive themselves.
Yes.
Right? But
yeah. It makes sense. That makes sense.
But because he's super high, as high profile as he is, he had to be in one of those cells. Had to be. Now, if I were okay, those are the types of questions that nobody wants to answer. That's the thing. Nobody's answering questions. Okay, let me explain this. Right? We have keys. The officers have keys. If I were to place that key down on the desk inside a bubble, if I put that key on the desk just to write something in my log, and a supervisor walks in, I'm immediately terminated. Immediately terminated. Yeah, you're gone. You're a goner. Under no circumstance can that key leave your hand. If it's not in your hand, it better be in your pocket or in your belt clip. One of the two places. It cannot touch a desk. No.
Why not?
Because if you get jumped, they could take the key and they can open up other doors.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a wrap. And understand,
we don't have... Can I interrupt you for a moment?
Yeah. Go ahead.
In some countries, when they issue rifles to their military, if they lose that rifle, that's considered a criminal offense. And if they're arrested for it. But that's basically the same principle that you're saying about the keys.
Yeah. In the prison environment or in the jail environment, you cannot put those keys down anywhere. They have to be in your possession. And the only time they're not on your possession is when you pass it on to the officer that's relieving you. That's it.
Yeah.
So that's how
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's how strict they are.
Yeah, I don't mean to interrupt you, but one other time is my wife works retail, and they've got keys to their store, whatnot, the main entrance keys and stuff like that.
Right.
And it's almost the same way with them. You know?
She's totally responsible.
You've got to turn those keys in. If you quit, you've got to turn those keys in within 24 hours. Otherwise, the company will charge. She works for Ross. I'm going to give you that company as an example. But they've got to turn the keys in, or they've got to, the company will just relock the entire store and then charge you for the inconvenience of having to do that, you know, if you don't turn your keys back in as a manager.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, in the correctional environment, those keys cannot touch anything. They have to be on your person at all times, or on the person that you're relieving those keys. And not only that, understand that in the correctional environment that I worked in, there were we did not have any weapons whatsoever. The only thing that you had on your person to help you defend yourself to the best of your ability was a radio, the keys, an emergency button, and that is it. So
Well,
the only
Solomon,
weapon
you had your nightstick on you. It was just
they didn't know that though. They couldn't see it.
that was just in your pants. So
Yeah, I couldn't bend my leg. So the idea that Epstein was able to get something to unalive himself is absolute nonsense. Nonsense.
I agree with you.
It's absolute nonsense. It's just not. He was unalive.
I got arrested. I shared that with you guys. I got arrested. I was in jail. There's no way I could have done it to myself if I was him. You know, there's no effing
some
way
people
in hell.
do. Some people do.
Yeah,
especially when they get locked up just before Thanksgiving, Christmas, around there. Some of them actually lose it. Some of them lose it, and then, man, you had better have done your tours when you claimed you did, and you had better have done it within the intervals that the department expects you to do them. Because I've had a few cases like that where I did my tour, and here's one case. So this officer was doing their tours in a timely fashion, as expected, and by the end of their shift, they turned over the keys. They were on their way home. They got called back into the facility because he was a third shift officer, and when you're third shift, it's a touchy situation because you're supposed to light up inside the cell. The camera's watching you. You better have a flashlight on you, and they provide you with a flashlight. So you need to go out on the tier with the flashlight, checking inside the room. You're supposed to check for living, breathing flesh. Now, sometimes these guys pile on sheets, or they keep their clothes on and pile on sheets.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to tell. Now, what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to bang on that door. But keep in mind, you start banging on that dude's door, you're gonna be waking up other inmates, and you that could cause some tension.
Then you're the asshole guy.
Yeah, and that could cause some tension. And there's enough tension in the county jail. There's enough tension already. You don't need to add.
Yes.
So when you flash that light, so this officer did everything as expected. He did his tours. He did his tours in a timely fashion. Never missed a beat. Always used his flashlight. However, when in the first shift, when first shift took over, first shift had to clean up, have the.
I wasn't aware that this happened in a shift change.
No, well, here's the thing, right? Third shift is the one that serves breakfast, and then they're supposed to clean up. But somehow, either another inmate or whatever the case is told or they checked the cameras and saw that this one individual didn't come out for breakfast. Now, when somebody doesn't come out for breakfast, that's grounds for an investigation, because they don't feed them all that good in there, and they're usually hungry most of the time.
Yeah.
So when this guy didn't come out, when they went to go check, when the door was open, the guy was sitting on his bunk, and it looked like he was watching his TV, because he had a little TV monitor. Turns out that he wasn't watching anything. He was gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
He had wrapped plastic garbage bags around his neck. He had it so that the garbage bags were at a particular height, that once he rested down and settled in, he was choking himself.
Oh.
And then he had the blanket on in such a way that you couldn't see the plastic bag right away.
Oh,
It wasn't until they opened the cell and went inside.
Mm.
Yeah, he was gone. He was stiff.
Oh,
He was a done deal. Yeah.
Oh Lord, no.
And there've been other ways that others have done it, and you gotta watch out for that because they hold you responsible.
Ooh.
So for Epstein to do that, no, he didn't do that. Somebody else did that. Somebody else.
I believe you're right on that.
Yeah, somebody else did that. I don't care what anybody tries to tell me.
It was too high profile of a case.
Hell no, you crazy? Listen, as high a profile as he was, listen, the warden is gonna catch heat, the deputy warden's gonna catch heat, the major's gonna catch heat, all down the line. Everybody's catching heat. Everybody. And not any light heat either.
This is the deal. Is there were so many high profile people going to his little club on the island that he had, and
that's why that's another reason why I think they took him out.
They
shut him up.
Talk. Yeah, exactly. Dead men tell no tales.
No, they don't. No, they don't. He got took out. Yeah. See, I worked that environment. I know. You can't tell me otherwise. Where's your little brother?
Wow.
Oh. What? You want to come say hi to everybody, tough guy? That's my team right here.
Tough guy.
Say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey. How you doing, Bob?
Hi.
Good.
Solomon, is that your boy?
Yeah, that's my 12-year-old.
Awesome.
He's a cool dude in a loose mood.
Oh,
Awesome.
Okay.
He was in his room practicing his
got
guitar.
an 11 and a 12-year-old, or 11 and a 13-year-old.
Is he on school break because of Christmas yet?
No, not yet.
No, not yet.
I'm
Not
sorry,
yet.
I want to speak for him, but mine aren't.
If I would have known, I would have named him Gene if I would have known he was gonna be interested in the guitar.
He's a guitarist.
Yeah.
This was.
I went and I got him into some private lessons for classical guitar.
Awesome.
So I should have named him Gene. You know.
Is he in
guitar.
band at school? Is he in
Yeah,
band
he
at
is.
school?
Gene Simmons? Is that what you're meaning?
No.
So,
Gene. Listen. No, he's a percussionist with the band in school.
awesome.
But he caught interest in the guitar because that's what I played. I played the classical guitar, so now he's all up in it.
Awesome. That's awesome. My 13-year-old is a saxophonist, and my youngest one is learning the clarinet. And it was the first time in my life that I actually got to go to their school concert, and they were both in the same school, just doing under different levels.
Yeah.
And I got to enjoy that yesterday, and that was awesome. You know.
Well, today there was a play. My 7-year-old was in the play, The Nutcracker. So he was all up on stage cracking nuts. No, actually, he was.
Good for him. Hey, you gotta teach them early, man.
He was a mouse. He was a mouse, so he was causing mischief on the stage, chasing cheese and causing mischief.
Yeah.
I gotta watch out for.
Most people have stage fright, and most people don't ever want to get anywhere near.
He has no stage fright whatsoever.
Well, with a father like you, I can understand that.
True. Very true.
I'm being sincere with that. It's like with
my wife said he took after me. My wife is not like that. My wife.
No,
I'm gonna tell you why.
No.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you why. Hey, Professor, check this out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Why?
My wife was a child actress. She was a child actress.
Nice.
That'll do that to them.
Beautiful, beautiful singing voice. Beautiful, unbelievable. If you heard my wife singing, you'd freak out. You'd bug out.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But
Well, that openness makes the your kids like
she
me.
cannot. She does not. She cannot be around people. She can't.
Really?
Yeah, she can't.
She's like
She seems quiet. I just didn't know she couldn't be around people.
Oh, that's like I give her the sign, you know.
No, stop it. You stop it.
She knows she doesn't like that. She doesn't like that. She doesn't like being around. I don't know what it is, but she used to perform and everything. But now she doesn't like that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can understand. Then you got your wife who's great on stage. You got you that's got the outgoing personality, and then your children
going out.
Your children are getting the best of both. You know,
my daughter. Oh my gosh, she is a total extrovert. Total.
Oh, I can. Yeah, you showed me that her in the mall. She wants to run all over the place.
Yeah. And giving orders.
Funny. Yep, giving orders. She funny to me. I like her. I think she's funny.
Listen, every time I get a chance, I threaten to slap her right in her face.
No, don't do that.
I sure do.
No, why do you have to do that to that baby?
I come up to her and I go, "Where do you want it, huh?"
You don't do that to that baby.
I do, and she just laughs in my face. She laughs in my face. She laughs in my face. And you got to see the way she laughs. It's not like she doesn't just go, no. She goes, ha, 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 like that.
Oh, wow.
And I'm just standing there stuck on stupid. Like, are you serious? Damn.
Hey, I want to tell you something. You joke around. Nobody's got to take you seriously when it comes down time to it. And there's been many friends that I've told them, dude, you do that again, I'm gonna fucking smack you in the face. And they did it, and I had to smack them. But like I said, it's
For some reason, I never had to hit any of my kids. When I get upset,
no, I'm not talking about your kids. I was talking about my friends. I've had to smack my little girl on I smack them on the ass just to get them moving and doing whatever. I haven't had to utilize corporal punishment, thankfully, with my children. I'm thankful for that because I don't want to. But there's some kids, if they ever got to like some of those kids in the videos where they just are so disrespectful to their parents. Yeah, I'd slap the shit out of my kids for saying what some of those videos say, what some of those kids say to their parents. You know what I mean?
It's interesting because my father was brutal. He was brutal. And my brother and I are the complete opposite with our kids. But
me and my brother as well. I'm very open. And my brother was the strictest motherfucker that he had a Catholic school going on in his house,
Yeah, no. I think the love that my children and myself that we exchange with each other makes a huge difference. Huge difference.
I agree.
All I have to do is raise my voice, and they start tearing. They start crying.
Oh.
I don't have to hit them.
No. I agree with you with 100% because I'm a laid back person, and I raise my children that way as well. I don't give them a bedtime. I just tell them you're going to be tired if you don't go to sleep. I'm not strict. Whereas my brother, his 20-year-old daughter has got a 10 p.m. curfew. 20-year-old freaking daughter's got a. Yeah. Anyways,
I tried that on my
You got
2-year-old. She
complete-
just laughed in my face. She went,
you too. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the last time she's watching her cartoon, and here comes Daddy. I'm looking at her. I'm not smiling at her or anything because she's focused. And then I just got fed up and I said, "What do you want it? What side of your face do you want it?" And she goes like this. She goes, "Stop!" And I'm looking at her like, "Oh my God, what are you kidding me? Are you serious right now? You want this? Stop!" It's like, yo, who's the parent here? Stop it!
You know who Bob Ross is? The painter.
The painter?
Yeah, the painter. Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. He comes from Florida. He's one of our best. So
I like his afro.
Anyway. Yeah, I actually went as him as a Halloween costume one year.
Oh yeah? Did they throw paint at you?
No. I used to have.
No, you didn't.
I missed it.
I can see the visual. That's why I'm laughing.
Oh, me? Are you talking about me? I had a big bushy beard. All right. I hadn't shaved it. And all I did was put an afro wig on. And I had a sign. And it just said Happy Little Trees on it with a little picture of a tree on it.
Oh, y'all hurt my stomach. That's funny.
I'm glad you're having a good time, Miss Helms.
Ooh, that's good. Bob Ross spoke so freaking soft too, and I found out wasn't he like a drill sergeant in the army?
Yes. No, not the army. He was an Air Force. He was an Air Force drill sergeant. He grew up here, and then he got stationed in Alaska. And what ended up happening is he fell in love with the beauty of Alaska. That he started painting
landscapes.
Yes, he started doing his little thing over there, and he said he hated to be the guy. He literally was the drill. He said, "I was the. I'm going to quote as best to my knowledge as I can." He said, "I was the guy that made you have to put your bed together correctly, or I have to yell at you, and I hated being that guy." And
I heard this guy. I heard he had like 20,000 kills while on a helo with a 22 caliber handgun, and he was killing people from 300 yards away with a 22 caliber handgun with a banana clip.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I also heard that
I bet nobody knows about that.
Captain Kangaroo was a ex Navy SEAL, so
Really.
Yeah, I hear stories about
that. Would explain that. That would explain the hairstyle. Yeah, of course. Professor, you know who Captain Kangaroo is?
Sounds familiar. I don't know much about it. I remember the name.
Let me get you a picture of him.
It might be a little before his time or her time. It might be a lot before her time. Miss Helms, you're about 10 years younger than me, right?
Yeah, I was born in 1980.
Yeah, you're youngin'. So, no.
Yeah, he definitely looks like a former Navy SEAL.
I'm only 4 years older than you.
Check this out. He definitely looks like a former Navy SEAL. Look at this, Professor.
I've heard of Captain Kangaroo. I just don't.
What do you think?
Oh, he used to run children's. Yeah,
he definitely looks like a former Navy SEAL. Look at that. Look at that cut.
1955 to 1992.
That's
you gotta be.
That look spells vengeance.
Well, you got to be a badass dude. No, he's been gone.
Oh.
I mean, you gotta be a badass person to walk around looking like that.
Right?
You gotta defend yourself, okay? Hell
Yeah. Yeah, you know, you got a point there.
You too funny.
Maybe that's where all the rumors started. You know, who knows?
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. Yeah, we're having a great time, Michelle. I hope your internet.
Michelle, I can't see my computer right now. I can't see the. What is she saying?
She
What is
says.
Michelle
She
saying?
says. She says. I hope everyone is having a wonderful night. I keep losing internet.
Oh, I'm sorry, Michelle. That sucks. That sucks. I like Michelle.
Yeah. Captain
Oh,
Kangaroo.
She's one of my homies.
he look like he got that crazy eye, Captain Kangaroo.
Captain Kangaroo was a SEAL. He was down with SEAL Team Half or something like that. I don't know.
It was either him or Mr. Rogers. I couldn't.
No, Mr.
I
Rogers
don't
was in the
remember.
military. Mr. Rogers was in the military. He was.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Is that a fact, or are you just saying that out of rumor?
That's what I remembered. Let me check.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think that's a maybe it's Mr. Rogers we're talking about. It's the Captain Kangaroo. It was one of those
No, but Captain
children's.
Kangaroo does. Captain Kangaroo does look like a SEAL, though.
But he also looks like a serial killer too. So you know. I'm not wrong, am I, Miss Helms?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, y'all got my stomach hurting tonight. Mr. Burns, you're more excellent with computers than I am.
No, he didn't serve in the military.
Mr. Rogers, though, was an interesting character, though.
Oh yeah. He
Oh
was.
yeah. Did you see the video, the movie, the remake with or no, it's called Mr. Rogers. It's with Tom Hanks plays Mr. Rogers.
No,
Did
I
you see
never.
that?
Wow.
I didn't see it, but I heard it was a great movie.
Oh my God, I cried. I cried during
yeah.
that movie.
Wow. Oh my bad. I'm
And-
sorry. I didn't know you was gonna cry and stuff. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
it was
crying
that
right now.
emotional. It was such an emotional movie that I cried during it. It was
Which movie was that?
It's called Mr. Rogers. And Tom Hanks stars in it.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about that one.
If you want a sad movie to watch, yeah, watch it. It's not about Mr. Rogers as much. It's about the a guy that he's trying to help, I guess you could say. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Is that a good analogy, Miss Elms?
It is.
Okay.
Wow, was he a medic or something in the military?
Who?
The movie Mr. Rogers.
No, Mr. Rogers was a children's. He was a children's.
You don't know who Mr. Rogers was? Won't
Yeah,
you be my neighbor?
Yeah, I used to dress like him when I went to school, and I used to get my butt kicked because of that.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
your dad was
Yeah,
strict.
that'll
You had
do
to
that.
dress like that though, because your
Yeah.
dad was strict. Your dad didn't play, dude.
Not at all.
Especially when he grew up with a machete wielding mom.
Yeah, she was a loan shark.
I'm trying to zoom in on what you got on your screen there, Solomon.
Oh yeah. That's Captain Kangaroo. He was in the Marine Corps during World War II.
Yeah.
Captain Kangaroo was no joke. I'm telling you, if you're gonna walk around with a haircut like that, man, you better know how to fight. Straight up, you better know how to defend yourself.
He looks
That's the truth.
maniacal though, like he's like a serial killer.
Right. Like he's
Streets of New York.
What is it?
He just walks down. He doesn't have any wrong streets. He walks down. He owns them all. You know.
Sure does.
He's a
No, I
bad
think he's
mother.
one of those Krumpenstein. What do they call, Professor?
You call him Krumpenstein?
He's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. Hey, you know what the kids played that I was so happy? They played Lowrider.
Oh,
at the
yeah.
band. They literally the whole band played Lowrider, and I was so impressed with it.
That was by War, right? War is the one that played that.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but they all played it in symphony. That was awesome.
That's the jam right there.
It was also the intro song to Cheech and Chong's "Up in Smoke."
Those guys.
He was polishing his car during that
Those
scene.
guys were hysterical, man.
Yes.
I couldn't watch that in my house because my father catch me watching something like that. He'll smash that TV right on my head.
Wow.
No,
Yeah,
that's
he
the
was
same.
mean.
Yeah, nah, my dad had a thing against hippies like you couldn't imagine. He hated hippies. Woof. You better not come with the hippie stuff.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
one of the
No long hair
greatest
again.
movie. One of the
No long
greatest
hair,
movies I
no
love.
piercing, no tats, none of that.
Oh, my grandmother's a big anti-tattoo person. You know.
Yep.
I'm an
Yep.
anti-tattoo
And,
person for me anyway.
My brother, my older brother, while he was out in the Gulf getting shot at and all that good stuff.
yeah.
I don't know if that was good stuff, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He left me his money for me to hold on to it until he came back from the war.
Okay.
And I spent every penny of it. Oh
No,
shit.
you
So when
didn't.
I did.
Now, why'd you do that?
Well, he owed me money, so he never paid. So I kind of.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. He shouldn't have given it to you. Then that's dumb. He knew he owed.
Yeah. But not in his mind. In his mind, he did the right thing. So he comes over to my house, and I got 3 thugs from the neighborhood in my house. And when I say thug, I mean thugs. One of them spends more time in prison than he does in the street. Actually, when he's out, that's when he's on vacation. Right. Yeah.
Okay, that's not funny.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So, what happened to Brandon? Brandon went to disappear
Oh,
again?
there we go.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I put my finger in the wrong hole again.
Oh my goodness.
When he's
So-
out, he's on vacation.
Yeah. That's my homeboy's brother, right? That's Jose. His name is Jose, the guy who's always out in prison. That's Jose.
Okay.
So he's a certified thug, right? So my brother comes over to my house.
Mm.
He's banging on the door like he's insane. Scares the hell out of me. So I don't know what's going on. I got enemies. So to get to the door, you got to go down this hallway. It's about 4 feet wide. But the way I walk toward the door, because of the way he's banging, I got my feet braced up against the bottom of the wall on one side, while I got my hands on the wall across. So as I approach the door, I look like I'm Spider-Man because I don't want anybody seeing the shadow of my feet to know where I'm at. right?
Mm.
So,
You're in stealth mode.
so I'm in stealth mode. I'm in ninja mode.
Yeah.
So finally he says, "Open the door, maggot." Right?
Oh, maggot. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's how my brother expresses love. So
Mm.
I open the door.
Okay, I caught in late on the story. This is your brother.
Yeah, it's my brother.
That changes situations around a little bit.
So he says, "Where the F is my money?" I said, "Hey, hold on a second. Can you give me a chance to explain?" "Shut up! Where's my money?" He's coming. So, listen, I got guests. Chill. I don't give a f about your guests. So he walks with me to the living room. Now, it's Javier, his brother Jose, and Carmelo. So Javier and Carmelo, they met my brother before, so they greet him. And my brother responds by going, "Yeah, what's up?" Just like that, right? All bland and whatnot. He sees Jose, who says hello, but Jose has one of his ears pierced.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, always right. So he walks over to Jose. Jose's saying hello, and my brother's just doing this, looking him up and down with the mean mug. And he says, What are you, a F? You know,
Yeah.
what are you, an English cigarette?" Okay, you get what I'm saying, right?
Yes. 100%.
I don't know about the English cigarette, but I know this don't sound good.
You don't.
It's a
So Javier,
derogatory statement for homosexuals.
Oh, okay.
yeah. So Javier is gesturing to this guy, to his brother. Don't leave that man alone. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Yeah, because my brother was that type of person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm. And he was the type, boy. If you had tats, if you had piercings and all that other stuff, oh my God, that man would not hesitate, and he'll throw fists right there on the spot. He did not care at all.
Your brother
Mm-hmm.
over tattoos and piercings, boo boo.
Well, he would say something to you that you wouldn't like,
Get you to jump.
and once
Basically.
you jumped, he jumped right along with you.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I know guys like that.
While my brother was waiting for the American Medical Association to, yeah, because he's a doctor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Listen, that guy is multi-talented. My older brother, he was when I was a child, when I was 6, 7 years old, he was my idol. He was my idol.
Oh.
My brother was captain of the gymnastics team, quarterback for the football team, pitcher for the baseball team, and captain.
Good night. Did he ever rest?
No. And he was ultra smart. He was like top 10 of his graduating high school class. And understand, in New York City, those classes are big.
Oh, yeah.
So
I
to be
can
top
imagine
10,
because I had about probably 20 students in all of my classes growing up. Every class I had.
oh no, we would have anywhere between 35 and 40 in each class.
I'm like you. I grew up in the South. It wasn't no more than 25.
Yeah, we had about 35 to 40 in each class.
Yeah, and I can imagine
graduating class.
I can't imagine what it is now. nowadays. I mean, think how old we are, guys. You know,
Senior graduating class is like over 1,000 kids. So
Oh,
yeah.
hell no.
yeah, so he was top 10. So academically, we're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not only was he physically capable, he was also very smart. So my brother, he went to Stony Brook University, graduated there. Before he graduated, no, soon after he graduated, he was playing minor league baseball for the Yankees. While he was pitching, he got hit in the face with a line drive, suffered a detached retina.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he was in a coma for 3 days.
Jesus.
So my mom was none too happy about him wanting to go back to play. So she said, "No, you're not doing that. You're going to medical school. How's that?" So she paid. Yeah. So she paid for his medical school. She paid for his room and board, his books, and also his wife. So he paid for both his wife, him and his wife, the medical school, room and board, and the food and everything. Paid for both of them. So they both became doctors. My brother became a surgeon, and his wife is a pediatrician.
Nice.
He did his residency in Kings County Hospital in Brooklyn, a total butcher shop. And his wife was across the street at Downstate Medical. And it was what I saw there that told me I don't ever want to become a doctor.
Oh,
although my mother, I was.
You gotta have a special. I don't know. You got to be special to be able to do that. Like my brother does it.
It wasn't the gore or anything like that. It was the way they were treated. I wasn't having that.
Oh.
They would be on call for like 36 hours straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was insane. And then you would have one day of regular work, and then you would have, I think it was a 36-hour on call, and then you would have a day off, and then it's back to that whole routine. Oh, man, listen, hell no.
Nope.
And in Kings County Hospital, that's a butcher shop. There were constantly people coming in requiring surgery over some type of knife attack or gunshot wound or something. So my brother was never getting any sleep. I said, hell no, I ain't doing that. But they sent me to go to the medical school anyway. But because my documents didn't arrive on time, I had to let it go. And my mom got sick, so we had to let it go. So then I became underwater fire prevention officer. No, I went to school and studied. I started out in engineering, and I left school. I left school because I had been married to my first wife. I gave up so that she can complete her studies. So I was driving cabs in New York. And then things went sour. I went back to school. I got as far as 68 college credits, and then I just said, forget about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you and I talked about the cab driving earlier.
Right. I was a yellow cab driver in New York City, yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that was like top secret. I don't even know why I dropped that here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Brandon, what have you done? We've been revealed.
Oh no! Oh no!
Let me tell you something.
No, that's the other page. That's the OnlyFans page. That's where we revealed.
That's where is that where it was? You know, I keep forgetting. There's gotta be some kind of. You gotta pick a different icon for your OnlyFans page. That's not.
Yeah.
That way I know for sure.
I'll have the little
the finger. You saw that? You know where I did that? I did that in prison.
Yes, I heard the story. I had to reread it because I blacked out that entire freaking episode that I was with you guys the other night.
Professor, you remember that little thing I did with my finger, right?
Yep.
You enjoyed it so much. You just.
I don't know.
That's it.
I don't know that I enjoyed it, but you've lived a very colorful life.
Oh boy, I'm just touching the tip of the iceberg. There's stuff that I can't say here.
Yes.
Believe it.
But yeah, I was in prison, man. I pulled that thing out. I had that thing right out. I had it right there in position. I had that soldier right there. And these two very special inmates.
Fellas. We call them fellas. These two fellas.
These two fellas that were always, they do what they normally do with the officers. They try to tempt them so that they can have something over them or whatever the case is. And they used to always come up to me. Oh my goodness, officer, whatever your hell name is, you're so fine. Oh, if we were on the street, I'd make you my husband. I said, yeah, okay, cool. So when we were in the yard, that's when I pulled out Junior there, right? The finger. So I'm sitting there with Junior in my lap, right there, position, where it's supposed to be. And I'm talking to one of them. I'm saying, hey, what's up now? What are you talking about? Remember all that stuff you were telling me in there? How you would make me your husband? What's up? I don't know.
That could have. You realize that could have backfired on you dangerously.
Oh yeah, big time. I didn't care. Yeah. I didn't care.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm just saying.
I'm sitting there with my finger there, and I'm telling the guy, and I'm gesturing like this so he would look down. Hey, and he's like, what? Damn it! Look down, damn it! So he said. So he looked at that thing. He went, ooh, child, ooh. He looked over at his buddy. Right? How do you say it again, Brandon?
What are you asking?
Oh, fellas, another fella, right?
Fellas, the fellas.
Yeah. So he's got another fellas sitting right next to him. So he goes, "Oh my God!"
One of the other fellows.
Yeah. So he tells the other fellows, "Oh my God, he's got it out." He said, "What?" No, sir. He goes, "Yes, look." And then he leans back so he could look. And when he looks, he goes, "Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God." Then he tells the other one, "Tell him to pull his skin back. Tell him to get it up." I said, what?
That's what I was saying. It was a dangerous situation you were in because
the other inmates were laughing while they were walking because they knew what I did. They saw me pull out the pen and draw it. But then I had to stop a couple of them and say, "Hey, don't laugh. Keep it moving. Don't. Hey, mind your business. Okay? Just keep it moving." But they knew. They were trying not to laugh, but they laughed anyway. But those two fellas, woo, they got excited, boy.
I'm sure they did.
One of them, we found tampons in one of their cells. Like, yo, yeah. So one of the officers that went in there to do the search.
Hey, wait. I want to stop you for 1 minute. Yeah. Mrs. Helm, being the history, do you know when tampons were invented?
No.
All right. They were invented during World War II, and they were actually invented to
stop bleeding.
Stop bleeding on bullet wounds. Yeah.
But you can't get no modern man to get on board with that now.
No, I don't know what the big deal is.
Well, what? What's the big deal about what?
That went way over his head.
Yeah, it went way over my head. I got no clue what you guys are talking about. Please explain. Please.
Hey. All I got to say is I use coconut oil, so It's really not. It's really not that.
Tampons were invented by a man.
Well, there you go.
Oh goodness.
And in that prison, it was being used by a man, and the other officer was like, and then the inmate is standing right there. The inmate whose cell we're searching is standing right there. You know, he's flamboyant, and the officer said, "Where the hell do you put it?" And he turned around and said, "Where do you think?" So.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Why did you even ask, bro? Why did you even ask?
Don't ask. Yeah, just
why would you ask?
Don't
Where
ask.
do you think it's gonna go? Where are you asking? Oh my god. Oh yeah.
Don't ask, dummy.
Why would you? Yeah, I mean, seriously, you gonna ask a question like that? Where do you think it's gonna go?
I hope you're not referring to me because I wasn't asking about that. I hope you're referring
to that's an
no.
actual inmate. An actual inmate that had his cell searched. He was a fellas. Okay.
He's one of the fellas. Yeah.
He's one of the fellas, and he was flamboyant. I mean, he was like, he wasn't hiding nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
He was that, and he wasn't hiding that. But
hey,
that's that joke. What do gay horses eat? What do gay horses eat? Hey. So check out.
Is hey. What do lesbian horses eat?
Hey. Whoa. So I hope I don't get no hate for this. Hey, it's all love, okay? Please.
Yes.
So
yes, of course.
So so Officer Wynn did the cell search, and they found tampons in his cell. And he's asking, well, where would you put this? Wow.
I wouldn't have asked the question.
Of course not. Of course not.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't it obvious? Dude, where do you think it's going to go? Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness. What is wrong with people? Ooh-wee. I tell you, when you be making me laugh. I mean, I know you ain't trying to.
What?
People ask some old crazy questions they know they don't want the answer to. Why would you ask?
Exactly. Why would you even ask that question? What? I'm looking at this guy like, I'm looking at him puzzled like, bro, are you serious?
What was the question that he asked specifically?
Where would he put the tampon?
Oh.
Yeah. See? You see what I mean? Look how quickly you responded, Brandon. I mean, come on now. Do you need to ask? Where do you think it's going? Hello?
Oh gosh.
There's only two places.
Oh, I wouldn't have asked.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Yeah, I looked at the officer like, yo, what the? How did you pass the test, dude? Yo.
I'm doing the thing where I'm getting tired and my forehead and my ear is gonna be in the stream instead of me. So
yeah,
I'm sorry.
I mean, we can call it a night.
We can call it a night.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You guys can. I mean, you guys can do whatever. I'm having fun. It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna go see if we got tampons here in the house right now. After that story.
No. You better not do that. You don't need to do that.
Well, I wasn't going to experiment with it.
You would have called it a night about 20 minutes before your last one when I was shit faced and.
No, that was a classic. I couldn't get rid of that.
Oh my god. I rewatched it today and I'm going, oh my god. I could how could you understand me? I was just like,
I got something on my laptop that helps me decipher all that drunk talk.
Oh,
Oh, you ain't right. You ain't right.
Drunk talk.
Trump talk? Is that what you said?
Yeah, drunk talk. What?
No, drunk.
I heard you.
I thought you said Trump. I thought you said Trump talk.
No,
and
not
I was
Trump.
He said
I was gonna get offended. And yeah, no. All right. So, anyways, yeah, no, that was I was fucking hammered, man. I came home from the bar and yeah, that was. Hey, I still had a fun night. Doesn't matter.
Let me get that picture.
Apparently, you guys did too. What's that?
Being that it's late in the
festivities.
Right, in the festivities in the live, I don't expect people to on the whatever. I don't expect them to get this far in, so I'm going to show you guys something personal of mine.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
What's going on?
Oh, that's his babies.
Ooh. Now I'm going to go look for tampons.
No, you're not.
Even my 12-year-old turned around when I said that.
What are their ages?
2, 7, and 12.
Okay. Magical age. Enjoy it.
And then I got a 14 and a 15-year-old, and then a 28-year-old.
I think I've seen photo of the 28-year-old.
Yeah.
And I think the teen girl is mad at you or something.
Very.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing, Solomon. I've got all girls, you know.
I think my 14-year-old is mad at me because I threw out her tampons.
That ain't why. That ain't why.
First off, that's never a good idea. I even as a single, you know what though, even as a swinger, as a single man living, I lived a very loose lifestyle, I guess you could say. And I always had tampons under my sink. Right. Even though there was only men that lived there, but it was just in case. I always had extra toothbrushes because we always had sleepovers, you know.
Oh, okay.
You know, you wake up in a pile, you know, hey, somebody needs something. It's like, hey, you know.
That's why, tampons too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta stop the bleeding from that wound, you know?
There was there was a lot of times people were like, what? Seriously, you got tampons in this house? And it was a dude's house, and it was like, I was like, yeah. But
gotta stop the bleeding from that wound. Sometimes dudes get wounded.
Ridiculous.
That's in case I get a bullet wound. That's the only reason I'm keeping them. No, seriously.
Listen. Sometimes when that drink gets to you, and you wake up naked and bleeding in a corner somewhere, you're gonna need some help.
All right, so I need.
Are we gonna leave with that one?
Yeah.
No. I got to leave you the story. Okay.
Okay.
All right. There's a man, and he's laying down on the park bench, and he says, he goes into the liquor store and he says, "Hey, well, you know what? No, I don't. No, I don't think this is appropriate."
No? Oh, okay.
It's not appropriate. I was gonna tell a joke, but I don't think it's good for YouTube. So, anyways,
YouTube might hate us.
Hey, it was a pleasure talking to you guys. As always, Solomon. As always, Mrs. Helms. It's always a pleasure talking to you guys. I can't emphasize that enough. You know, I love talking to you guys.
I've really pleasured myself with this live. Thank you.
Well, yeah, we bet you did. Yeah, we bet. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we bet.
What? So, folks, listen. Stay fresh.
We will.
Keep it profitable.
Yep.
And I'm gonna catch you same bad time, same bad channel.
Quit looking like the Grinch.
Next Saturday. Hey, you gotta pick a time though, because sometimes you're 9, sometimes you're 11, and that's crazy. You got to pick a time, brother.
Good? I don't know. I like to coordinate with the professor because she's out on the West Coast, so I want to make sure that it's not too late for her and it's not too early for her either, because she's got things to do. She be having things to do.
Yeah, I gotta go to that museum for you, but that's next Saturday morning, so I'll be back after that. I couldn't go this Saturday. We had some bad power outages and some accidents this morning.
Again with the power outages?
It's common out here because of the high winds. It's windy because we're near Alaska and all that stuff. And we get the weird currents, not just because we're near Alaska, but you know what I mean? Like we're near the Pacific Ocean. So Washington State's right there on the ocean, on the Pacific.
Yeah.
So we get the weird winds, those weird currents and things. So it got real last night. And I woke up to it this morning like, nope. And it was going to be free admission today to the museum too. So I got to pay when I go next week.
What?
Because I missed the free admission day for the month.
What? Did you get a rain check?
Nope. They won't give. That's the tribe, the Suquamish. They won't give you that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm very interested to see.
Yep. They
your
own the casinos. Yeah. I can't wait. Take y'all to Chief Seattle's grave.
Yeah, I want to see that.
I've got a little place over here. It's called Yesteryear Village, where they've got a lot of history stuff. Would you like me to do like a little tour for you?
Oh, that would be fun. I want to do a Yesteryear Awards where people have soap and candy, like homemade stuff one day. I got to start making my soap. I've been saying that I can now that this headache is letting up.
Cool. Good for you.
Yes.
Go for it.
Yes. I'm gonna go to a museum too. The first commode.
No. We don't want to see that.
Yeah, it's by a Chinese inventor. His name is Hu Flung Pu.
You know what? It's time to go. You don't know how to act. You don't know how to act. You acting up today. You are acting truly up today. You are acting straight up.
Yeah, straight up and down. Yeah. Well, listen, folks, stay fresh.
We will.
And keep it profitable. Thanks, guys. Thanks again.
All right,
you guys always make this thing better than anything I could have done. I'm telling you right now. I'm glad you guys come around.
Yeah. Thank you all.
For reals, yo.
All right, y'all. Good night.
Goose night. But why is this thing not doing the damn patient range?
No.
What the hell?
You're hitting the wrong button.
you.